Hello friends, and welcome back to our channel and the Saint Story for Kids. Back with me again, Joseph, your host. Today we're going to meet a super special Pope who was gentle, wise, and a real hero for the Church. His name is Pope Saint Agatho, and his feast day is January 10th. Even though he's not one of the most famous saints, his story is amazing and teaches us so much. So, are you ready to travel back in time to the 7th century? Let's go. Pope Saint Agatho lived a very, very long time ago. Imagine a world without phones, cars, or even electricity. He was born around the year 577 in Sicily, a beautiful island in Italy. His family was probably quite wealthy, but Agatho didn't care about having lots of fancy things. He wanted a simple life focused on God. We don't know a ton about his childhood, but stories say he was a super kind boy with a big heart and a strong faith. As he grew up, he felt a call to serve God in a special way. Some people believe he became a monk. Monks live quiet lives filled with prayer, studying, and helping others. For Agatho, this was the perfect way to spend his days. Getting closer to God and preparing for the amazing things God had planned for him, because he was so gentle, wise, and fair, people really respected him. Eventually, he moved to Rome, the heart of the Church, and continued to serve. Everyone who met him saw his goodness. Now, here's where the story gets really interesting. In the year 678, the Church needed a new pope. And who do you think they chose? That's right, Agatho. But there was something incredible about this. Agatho was already a very old man. Some historians think he was around 100 years old. Can you imagine becoming the leader of the whole Church at that age? It just shows that God can use anyone at any age to do his work. Being pope back then was not an easy job. The Church was facing a huge problem. A confusing idea was spreading that was hurting the faith. It was called the monothelite heresy. It's a big word, I know. Basically, some people were teaching that Jesus only had one will, a divine will, but not a human will. This might sound like a small detail, but it was a really big deal. The true teaching of the Church is that Jesus is both fully God and fully human. That means he has a divine will and a human will, both working together perfectly. If we forget that Jesus was fully human, we forget that he understands everything we go through. Pope Agatho knew he had to protect this important truth. He was a very gentle and kind person, but when it came to the truth about Jesus, he was as strong as a rock. Some people even called him Agatho, the wonder worker, because his wisdom and kindness seemed to work miracles in bringing people together. He also had another big challenge. The churches in the East, in places like Constantinople, and the Church in the West, in Rome, were having some disagreements. Pope Agatho wanted to bring everyone back together in peace and unity. So what did this 100-year-old pope do? Did he get angry or start fights? Nope. He used his greatest tools: prayer, patience, and clear, loving words. He began writing letters. He wrote to the emperor and to the bishops in the East. In his letters, he kindly but firmly explained the true faith. He asked them to come together for a big meeting, called a council, to sort everything out and declare the truth for the whole world to hear. His gentle and wise leadership brought a new sense of hope. People started to believe that peace and truth could win. This big meeting was called the Third Council of Constantinople. It started in the year 680. Now, because Pope Agatho was so old, he couldn't make the long and difficult journey himself. So, he sent his trusted representatives, called legates. He gave them letters he had written that clearly explained the truth about Jesus having two wills, one human and one divine. When his legates arrived at the council and read Pope Agatho's letters, everyone was amazed. The bishops at the council listened to his words and recognized the truth. They praised him, saying it was as if the Apostle Peter himself was speaking through Agatho. The council agreed completely with what Pope Agatho taught. He officially declared that Jesus is fully God and fully human, with two wills working in perfect harmony. This was a huge victory for the truth. The confusion was cleared up, and the Church was stronger and more united. Pope Agatho's hard work, his patience, and his deep love for the truth had healed a major wound in the Church. He showed everyone that you can stand up for what's right, with a gentle heart. Sadly, Pope Agatho didn't live to see all the long-term fruits of his labor. He passed away on January 10th, 681, right after the council finished its most important work. His time as pope was short, only about 3 years, but what an impact he made. Because of his holy life and his courageous leadership, people immediately recognized him as a saint. Back then, they didn't have the long official process we have today. People just knew a holy person when they saw one, and Agatho was definitely one of the greats. So, what can we learn from Pope Saint Agatho today? First, he teaches us that kindness and strength go together. He wasn't loud or aggressive, but he was incredibly strong in his faith. He stood firm for the truth with peace and patience. His reminds us that we can be firm in our own beliefs without being mean or harsh to others. Second, his story tells us that age is just a number to God. Whether you feel too young, too old, too quiet, or not smart enough, God can use you to do incredible things. Pope Agatho became Pope at 100. He didn't let his age stop him from serving the church with all his heart. So never think you're not the right age to make a difference. Third, Pope Agatho shows us how important it is to protect the truth. It's not always easy to stand up for what's right, especially when others disagree. But our faith is a precious gift, and we are called to cherish and defend it, just like he did. And finally, he reminds us that peace is always worth working for. He worked so hard to heal the divisions in the church and never gave up. His example encourages us to be peacemakers in our own families, schools, and communities. Pope Saint Agatho is a wonderful patron saint for anyone who is trying to bring peace and unity into a difficult situation. It's like a quiet light that shines brightly in dark and confusing times. His story shows us that a simple, humble heart that trusts in God can change the world. So next time you face a challenge, remember Pope Saint Agatho. Think about how you can be both gentle and strong. Ask yourself, how can I stand up for the truth in a loving way? And remember that no matter your age or your abilities, God has a special plan for you. Thank you so much for joining me today to learn about the amazing Pope Saint Agatho. I hope his story inspires you as much as it inspires me. What was your favorite part of his story? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share this video. Go and subscribe so you don't miss our next Saint Story for Kids. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy as usual. See you next time, and God bless you always.